Hi, hello, my name's Robin Lambert, I'm 18 years old and living with cerebral palsy, but you guys know me as the T-Rex and you're watching My T-Rex Life. Okay guys, next week I'm lucky enough to fly out to Sydney to compete on the WA team in the National Wheelchair Rugby Grand Finals. It's hopefully going to be an awesome competition. I get to play against some of the world's best wheelchair rugby players and some great Australian Paralympians, and also the New Zealand team, which is going to be a load of fun. But that's kind of spurred me on to make this video today, where I want to talk about the importance of wheelchair sports in my life and the impact that sport has had on me, both physically and mentally. For me, I have done wheelchair sports for the last couple of years, probably about 3 or 4 now actually. In my time I've played wheelchair basketball for my state, I've done track training, and I also now compete on the state wheelchair rugby team and do track still for fitness. And basically, before I got into wheelchair sports, I did sport at school and stuff like that, but it really wasn't the same for me having a disability. I'm naturally a very, very competitive person. Pretty much everyone in my immediate family is also really competitive, so I must get it from them. But before taking part in wheelchair sports, I was never able to sort of fulfill this competitive nature that I had, because although, I tried really hard in sport, and for someone with a disability, I did pretty well, I was never, able to be really competitive with those other kids around me that didn't have disabilities that I was playing with, and that was really kind of a bummer to me. It kind of, I knew I could do better, but, I wasn't able to do it. And, also I was kind of always anxious competing around able-bodied people, because, it's sort of a place where your disability is probably most noticeable, and the differences in your body are most noticeable. But when I started playing wheelchair basketball in year 10 or year 9, it was awesome. I was finally able to be competitive, and I was finally able to sort of realize that I had some natural athletic potential. From there, moving into track and rugby, where I really was able to, excel even that little bit further and just show that I had, talent, was really good for me. It was something physical that I was able to be good at, and it was a place where I was able to go and really just completely forget about my disability altogether, because I was competing against other people that had been through the same things as me, and the games were designed for us to use what we had and not worry about the other things. Obviously, it's not easy. Every sport, every competition has to be a challenge in order for it to be fun. But I think I'm able to sort of focus more on the things that I'm good at. And also, the games are designed to, cater to the different abilities that people with disabilities have. For instance, wheelchair rugby is a quad sport, meaning it's designed for people that have upper body impairment and lower body impairment. So say compared to me even competing in wheelchair basketball, I was again, the game was just suited to my body, and I was able to use what I had more effectively. Mentally, it was been great for me. It's, it's given me confidence, because it's something that I'm good at, and it's something that I can say, oh, yeah, I'm alright at doing this. And also, it's introduced me to a great bunch of guys who I really enjoy hanging out with and training with and playing with. And, it's really just something that I enjoy. When I'm competing, say in other states in wheelchair rugby, it's probably the happiest that I am. When I'm in that moment, when I'm competing, when, I'm sweating and pushing myself really hard, I just feel, really, really happy. And it's just such a great atmosphere when I go over to compete. Everybody's so positive, and, it's awesome. Not only that, physically, it's done me a world of good. Having a disability, physically and obviously in the world's best, shape. But doing sport and competing and staying active and pushing myself and building up my muscles and increasing my strength has really helped me physically. Like I said, I'm stronger now than I've ever been. And that helps me just in my daily life too, because when you have, cerebral palsy and sort of the movement side of thing that comes with that, being stronger can only help, help you to overcome things. It also gives me an incentive to do physio, because, before that, physio was kind of just like, oh, it's going to help you walking, and I was kind of like, well, I don't think my walk's really going to change all that much, but now I really have an incentive to do physio, because I know if I'm more flexible, and I know if I'm stronger, and if I can engage more of my muscles, then it's going to help me compete, and it's going to help me in my sport, and it's going to help me push faster, and throw better, and all that kind of stuff. And I just noticed that a lot of people with disabilities and cerebral palsy, once they stop the age that people typically stop doing sport, 18, 19, they tend to go downhill a little bit. They lose a bit of their strength, and they sort of, find it more difficult to walk and to be, lead a sort of active lifestyle. And I think that continuing to play sport and being active has really helped me to just keep living the lifestyle that I want to live. And it also, being an athlete, you have to look after your body, and you have to take care of it, so it's also, given me an incentive to do that, which again, is something that is really important when you have a disability. Cerebral palsy ages your body, a lot quicker, you get the wear and tear and the joint issues and stuff, but now I'm a lot more aware of how I can look after my body, and how, sport and that can help me to, sort of maintain where I am. So yeah, it's really great, and like I said, just again being in a situation where a lot of people have faced a lot of the similar challenges as you, it gives you a great platform to sort of ask people, this is difficult for me, how do you think I could do this better? I'm sure you might have a trick to doing it, you're a little bit older than me or whatever. Also, athletes are usually seen in quite high regard in our society, and with the recent sort of increase in popularity of the Paralympic Games and disability sports, we're seeing a lot more Paralympic athletes and high-level disabled athletes being shown in the media, and getting covered on the TV and things like that, which is awesome, because again, it provides role models to kids with disabilities, which is something that I talked about in my previous video, and how important that is. Also for me, it's given me a platform to connect to other kids with disabilities and sort of mentor them as well, and it's a great thing for me to be able to go, when say my physio says, oh, this person's, might be struggling a little bit with the fact that they have a disability and they're feeling a bit down, it's great for me to be able to go, well, come down to wheelchair rugby and watch me play and see all the different guys with all different types of disabilities having great fun and competing in a fierce and exciting game. And especially in wheelchair rugby, I find when I, introduce people that are not disabled or don't have much to do with disability, when I introduce them to that sport, it's kind of really helps to change perceptions as well. There's still a sort of standing perception in our society that people with disabilities are vulnerable and weak and, sort of should be pitied and all that kind of stuff. But when I show them, two quadriplegic guys smashing into each other and flying out of their chairs and pushing super fast and competing, it's great. It's just a really awesome tool to sort of change perceptions and show people that, we're capable of a lot more than they may think, and, anything's possible when you can find a way and you put your mind to it. We might do things slightly differently, but, we're still very capable, and even though we have a disability, we still have a whole lot of ability left over. So that's sort of my opinions and my feelings. I'm obviously very passionate about sport. I spend a lot of my time training and competing, and I really love it. And for me, being disabled, I think it's given me that extra sort of passion and sort of drive, because it's finally, a way for me to show people, look, physically, I may have my downsides, but put me in a chair and, watch what I can do. So anyway, yeah, let me know down below what sports you guys enjoy, what you're into, how sports have helped you, and remember to stay shiny, guys, because I love you.